Here's another good example. All the laws of modesty. Men and women need to be separate. There should be no flirting, and there should be no dating, and there should be no casual sex and no free love. And we should dress modestly and speak modestly. See, we always thought that that was because sex is so bad that we have to convince people to avoid it. That was never the case. The reason for modesty is to make sure that intimacy doesn't become so corrupted that we lose all interest in it. The reason for the modesty laws between husband and wife is so that they have a healthy, intimate relationship. Because without it, sex will just become soup. And people get bored with soup. So, another example of where we saw only a negative motivation, when really the motivation was pure positive. Preserve your intimacy. Don't destroy it. Because intimacy is marvelous. Intimacy is the key to life.
Rabbi Friedman, it's hard to imagine how to reverse whatever has happened recently. It just hit us like a wave from nowhere, and it is embraced, sort of. It seems to be embraced. So it's almost impossible to understand what could possibly, if it's a disease, what is the cure? If it's a sickness, what is the cure? If it's not, I don't know.
It's simply re-education. One of the telltale signs which indicated that this is going to happen very early on, maybe in the 50s or 60s, the uterus became the enemy. The uterus is a complication. It messes everything up. It ruins all the fun. So to men, women without uteruses would be so perfect. To the point where even women started to hate their uteruses. Now, obviously, a society that hates the uterus hates women, because you can't separate them. A society that hates the uterus hates children, because you can't separate them. A society that hates the uterus has no interest in intimacy. That was the beginning of the end. If we're going to re-educate, starting with girls, you have to re-examine or reconsider the awesome blessing of a uterus, not a curse. Men used to be in awe of women, truly, genuinely in awe, because of the uterus. It is awesome. Somebody said, it's offensive to suggest that women are merely baby-making machines. Well, first of all, it is far from offensive. If all women were baby-making machines, that puts them at the top of the heap. Nothing more important than that. Oh yeah, there's more to women than making babies. For example, like what? Being a doctor. You mean a pediatrician, for example? A pediatrician is more important than the babies? A doctor is only valuable because human beings are valuable and women give birth to human beings. Otherwise, we don't need doctors or lawyers. So, is there anything more significant than making a baby? No, there's not. So I suggested to somebody, you know, yeah, it is a little offensive to say baby making machine. How about if we called it life making machine? Not so offensive all of a sudden?
I didn't find the first one to be offensive either.
All right, the word machine is a little mechanical.
Yeah.
But if we want to save society, that we don't become absolutely extinct, we have to rediscover the uterus, rediscover the respect for it, and marvel at the miracle of it. Automatically, that gives women more respect. Men have more respect for women, things get better in the bedroom. Suddenly you don't mind being male or female or so that's the good news. The good news is we were destroying our sexuality slowly but surely. Well, we finally have destroyed it. Now it's time to go back to the real thing, to the way things are meant to be. And then we can have a wonderful, godly society. So when we think about turning grief into pleasure, where exactly do we need to do this? What has gone sour and needs to be redeemed? Well, sexuality, certainly. Without it, we're doomed. If we hate it, we suffer terribly. So it would be a good place to start. I think if people got excited about this, it won't be difficult to turn it around because what we're doing is unnatural. What we need is to go back to nature. That should be easy.
Well,
so how do you make babies? What does it mean to make a baby? I haven't thought about that in centuries. We need to think about it.
thank you so much, Rabbi Friedman. Absolutely priceless, phenomenal, and I hope everybody takes away a lot. I'm sure that they do. And honestly, now I'm just have nothing but to look forward to our next, thank God it's Tuesday, where we can hopefully do our best in this little period of time to somehow make the world just a tiny bit better, or maybe a lot better if people are paying attention. Yeah. Thank you so much. Be well. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And thank you again very, very much.
If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there's a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal. It's questions and answers. It's conversation. It's really relaxed, it's really pleasant, enjoyable, informative, and kind of community-like. It's a Sunday night program, there's a Wednesday morning program for the VIPs, and there's a Wednesday night program. All of it just conversation, casual, laid back, unscripted. So join us, take a look, click the link below and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation.